In this video, add just 2 drops of vitamin D to this breakfast to cut your proteinuria in half. Fast! Catherine here, I'm a doctor of natural medicine and today I have huge news to share with you. The Rena Biotech team and I have been working on a new formulation created specifically to lower your proteinuria levels. Yeah, today I will be unveiling a nutraceutical formulation that will make a huge difference for patients with protein in their urine. Because here's the thing, having too high proteinuria means dialysis is close. There is no sugar coating it. If this most important kidney function marker is not under control, there is no stopping kidney disease progression. And guys, here's what really makes me mad about it. The whole American healthcare system, they decided at some point that collectively they don't care about proteinuria. Why is that, you ask? They are probably too busy figuring out how to charge you for the air you breathe in the waiting room. Anyway, I see patients that are never getting tested for proteinuria, even with diabetes and a CKD diagnosis. It's almost as if they're actively trying to keep you in the dark so you can stumble right into a dialysis chair. And that's a huge problem. It's like having a smoke detector, but no one bothers to check if it has batteries. If you have diabetes without CKD, you should be tested for protein in urine at least once a year. But if you have both diabetes and CKD, tests must be a lot more frequent. How frequent, you ask? Well, modern guidelines say you should probably just set up a tent outside the lab. And yeah, I wish I was joking. Anyway, I'm here to talk about the solution here, not the problem. So, question, what are the most effective remedies against proteinuria? Well guys, there is actually one remedy I consider probably the most effective remedy you can find. A real heavyweight of kidney disease treatment. An herbal remedy from TCM called Astragalus membranaceus. Because here's the thing. In scientific literature, this herb proved incredibly effective in lowering proteinuria levels. According to the Cochrane Library, aka the Harvard of Scientific Literature, Astragalus dropped proteinuria levels in 10 studies involving 640 participants. And you are not really going to find other remedies that can boast these results because Astragalus is also extremely effective for creatinine levels. Researchers have examined the reports of thousands of CKD patients who took Astragalus and they have found out that, yes, it can improve your kidney function. Yeah, Astragalus is an incredible remedy, no doubt about it. But let's be honest, it comes with one big problem. Finding a safe medical grade Astragalus supplement is like finding a doctor who doesn't spend 90% of your appointment clicking boxes on a computer. Nearly impossible. Contamination is a major issue with herbal products, and even well-known brands often add magnesium stearate, unnecessary fillers, or worse, polyphosphates that are absolutely not safe for kidney patients. And let's say you finally manage to find a good brand, clean, safe, with decent ingredients. You start taking it. It works. You feel hopeful. And then, boom! The company changes the formulation to cut costs and suddenly your supplement doesn't work anymore. My solution? Don't tell anyone, but I'm working on something different. An advanced Astragalus formulation designed specifically for CKD patients. No magnesium stearate, no harmful additives. It's going to be medical grade and 100% natural like all my supplements. Shh. But we're not stopping there because here's the truth. Most Astragalus on the market absorbs about as well as a brick. Powdered root, that stuff is almost useless. And the standard extracts you find on the market are a little better but still very poor absorption. very little of the real star, astragaloside 4, ever makes it into your bloodstream. Astragaloside 4 is the key active saponin responsible for renal protection in astragalus. It's what slows fibrosis, reduces proteinuria, and protects kidney function. But in standard extracts, you barely get any. That's why we're using astragaloside 4 phytosome, a next-gen delivery system that improves absorption by up to 5 times. Translation: your kidneys will actually see some of the good stuff, not just your toilet. And to make it even more effective, we're pairing it with MCT oil for enhanced stability and uptake. Yeah guys, this means that for the very first time, CKD patients will have access to a bioavailability enhanced kidney-safe astragalus supplement. The kind of formulation I've always wanted for my own patients. Yes, we are talking about the 2,000-year-old remedy drug kicking and screaming into modern medicine here. We will launch this incredible supplement in the upcoming weeks. So stay tuned if you want to know more about this. Now let's talk about what can actually help you today, starting with vitamin D. There is a reason why vitamin D is called the kidney vitamin, and it's because your kidneys are the organs responsible for activating this vitamin, making it usable by the body. However, this also means that up to 84.7% of kidney disease patients have low levels of this vitamin. That's basically everybody except the one guy in stage 3A who vacations in Florida. And low vitamin D, surprise, it's linked to more proteinuria. This is also why supplementing this vitamin may result in a very fast improvement in proteinuria levels. But how effective is it? Supplementing vitamin D can drop proteinuria fast. In a recent placebo-controlled trial, kidney disease patients who were administered 2 micrograms paracalcitor were able to see a huge drop in proteinuria levels, 34%, after a very short amount of time. But what's even more important is that your vitamin D levels are in the right range. Listen carefully. Never go megadosing vitamin D without checking blood levels first. Too little is bad, but too much is like giving your kidneys a job application at the cement factory.
I hate this job. Ugh, me too.
Now guys, I was mentioning a breakfast in the intro, so we will see what foods to include and what to avoid if your goal is reducing proteinuria. Before that, however, there is a supplement that I consider a must if you have kidney disease. I'm talking about high-dose omega-3s, omega-3 fatty acids, another essential nutrient. And no, essential doesn't mean optional but cute. It means your body can't make it. Without enough, your cells throw a tantrum and your kidneys pay the bill. Yes, you can get some omega-3s from chia seeds, walnuts, flax seeds. But here's the thing. Plant omega-3s are in the ALA form. Your body has to convert them into EPA and DHA, and it's about as efficient as a government office on a Friday afternoon. Yeah guys, any deficiency in an essential nutrient causes symptoms, and these symptoms sometimes may put your kidneys in danger. So start taking a good omega-3 supplement if you already aren't. No tests needed here. But what does this have to do with proteinuria, you may ask? Well, science tells us that, and I quote, omega-3 fatty acid supplementation is associated with a significantly reduced risk of end-stage renal disease and delays the progression of this disease. And I should also mention that according to a meta-analysis of 10 randomized controlled trials published in PLOS ONE, supplementing with omega-3 fatty acids can improve proteinuria levels in people with type 2 diabetes significantly. Yes, science tells us that these essential fatty acids can really make a difference with proteinuria. And in my experience, not just people with diabetes will benefit from omega-3 supplementation. That's why I've been recommending to almost every single one of my patients a pretty high dose of omega-3s for a long time now. And I will of course keep doing that. But why the high dose, you ask? Well, this supplement has huge kidney protecting benefits that, unlike many other supplements, seem to be dose dependent, while the side effects are minimal even at high doses. And I will tell you a little secret. The FDA recently raised what they consider the safe dose for omega-3s from 3,000 milligrams a day to 5,000 milligrams a day. That's a huge dose, by the way. Which is hilarious because most supplements are so underdosed, you need to swallow half the bottle daily to hit that number. Anyway, I always recommend to keep supplement use to a minimum, but omega-3s should be in your short list of supplements you take every day. But of course, while low doses are perfectly safe, if you are going to supplement omega-3s at high dose, always do it under the guidance of a professional. Okay guys, let's talk about the most effective intervention for proteinuria, the diet. Now, when we talk about the renal diet, the very first thing that comes to mind is always cutting protein, not slightly reducing protein, not eating one less hamburger this week. Nope, cutting protein. Because here's the thing, you can literally cut your proteinuria in half just by cutting protein intake. You see this study? This is proven fact. Reducing protein intake can lower proteinuria by 20 to 50%. And that's not up for debate anymore. So yeah, if you thought my thumbnail was clickbait, well, science says otherwise. Take that, skeptics. Now, I won't turn this video into yet another lecture about the importance of the diet, because honestly, who has the attention span for that? Instead, I will share with you some of the foods that can really make a difference with proteinuria. And one of the easiest foods to add that can really make a difference is olive oil, particularly extra virgin olive oil. According to studies, this Mediterranean staple lowers oxidative stress, reduces proteinuria, and makes your kidneys feel like they're on vacation in Santorini. But here's the fine print. Olive oil is basically calorie soup. Amazing calorie to protein ratio. Tons of calories, zero protein. But it is still tons of calories. Yeah, olive oil comes with a hidden danger. So, do you need to keep your weight on? Literally drench your food in olive oil. But what if you need to lose weight? Well, moderation is key here. I always recommend my patients that need to lose weight to avoid added fats almost completely, at least until they get back in shape. Now, something else that really helps in moderation are soy foods. According to studies, CKD patients who replace their animal-based protein with minimally processed soy products have been observed lowering their creatinine and proteinuria levels. So yeah, add soy products to your diet. However, if you are in the advanced stages of CKD, stage 3B and onward, cutting protein is going to be the most effective step. And soy foods, they are full of protein. So just like for olive oil, make sure you are following a diet that's personalized for you when it comes to soy foods. Luckily, there is another food that according to science is even better than soy when it comes to lowering proteinuria level. Yes, even better. Prepare to be amazed. Enter flaxseed. And I think everyone should try this one. No, even better. Add exactly 20 grams of ground flaxseed to your morning oats every single day. Why, you may ask? Well, according to a recent study, and I quote, flaxseed meal was more effective than soy protein in reducing proteinuria. Oh, you thought I was joking when I said flaxseed is better than soy? Nope, I mean, it's like the underdog that suddenly becomes the MVP. Take that, soy. And what I think about flaxseed is that it is really the best bang for your bucks when it comes to fighting proteinuria. It's cheap, it's effective, and it works quietly in the background, not like soy screaming for attention on every health blog. So my advice, always eat flaxseed every day. There's really no excuse not to eat this one unless you're allergic. Then, maybe try my next entry. So let's talk about garlic. Let's talk about garlic and proteinuria. Now, garlic is truly a wonder of nature. It's basically nature's blood pressure whisperer. It offers incredibly powerful vasodilating and antioxidant properties. And it also helps with cholesterol and diabetes. Yeah, garlic is amazing. It's basically like that coworker who does everyone's job better while humming annoyingly. Really main character energy here. And here's the thing, garlic is being studied as a way to decrease proteinuria levels. And unlike astragalus, you can actually find good garlic extract supplements on the market. The brand I usually recommend is called Kyolic, and they seem to really know what they are doing. The downside of garlic supplements is that they are not nearly as powerful as real garlic cloves. And they also cost a lot more. So consider a supplement only if you don't have the time to prepare garlic at home, alright? Because just mincing 5 to 10 cloves of garlic is super easy, and you can do that just once a week and they will last in the fridge minced without any problems. Okay, we've talked about foods to add. Now let's drag 2 kidney-destroying minerals into the spotlight. Yeah, there are 2 minerals that need to disappear from your diet. First of all, phosphorus. Phosphorus is basically the only thing in your diet that's even worse than protein. Because even if these two, phosphorus and protein, are often bound together, phosphorus is perfectly capable of destroying your kidneys on its own. It doesn't need protein for that. This is what this recent study proves. Actually, researchers went a step further and demonstrated that cutting phosphorus intake has a huge impact on your proteinuria levels, which is huge if you think about it. So start removing as much phosphorus as possible from your diet. But remember, we only care about phosphorus from animal-based foods and additives, not from plant-based foods. I really don't care if your amaranth or your quinoa has some phosphorus, and nor do your kidneys. Okay guys, the next mineral you should be cutting from your life is sodium. So let's talk about sodium, because here's something that really makes my blood pressure skyrocket. No, it's not sodium itself, it's misinformation. A huge number of quacks on the internet are trying to convince you that sodium is somehow good for you. Let's take a look at an example.
There's literally no research that shows that eating an adequate salt diet is going to harm your kidneys in any way.
So what you might think watching this is that for an adequate salt diet, he means as little salt as you need to survive, right? But no, let's hear what he says about how much sodium you should eat.
And what I mean by adequate salt diet is that you salt your food to taste. Let your taste buds be your guide.
Yeah, eat all the salt you want then, because who the hell cares if your heart decides for an early retirement? And guys, every time I watch health videos on YouTube, there is some new health guru that's trying to make you think that cutting sodium is just a myth, alright? And while most of them are just vague, clickbaity stuff about not following your doctor's advice because conventional medicine bad, I love when they go out of their way and say stuff such as
research that shows that eating an adequate salt diet is going to harm your kidneys in any way. And what I mean by adequate salt diet is that you salt your food to taste. Let your taste buds be your guide.
Yeah, he really said that. He really said that there is no research showing that sodium is bad for your kidneys. And what that means is that now it's going to be super easy for me to prove that this person is lying to you. I just need to show you one of the thousands of papers that prove beyond any shade of doubt that the adequate amount of sodium 90% of people is eating is indeed extremely bad for their health. Like the one you see on screen. Because here's the thing, in CKD, your kidneys can't remove sodium anymore, says science. And all this sodium makes CKD progress faster because now your blood pressure medicines don't work anymore. Here it is, guys, black on white. So let me be very clear on this. When these people on the internet say, there is literally no research that shows that eating an adequate salt diet is going to harm your kidneys, what they mean is, I don't care if you go on dialysis or if you lose your life, I only care about getting your clicks. Because science is crystal clear. Here guys, less salt, less proteinuria. This huge study proves beyond any possible shade of doubt that quacks like this one are one of the greatest dangers for your kidney health. And no, I'm not joking. We have a huge amount of scientific literature saying that cutting sodium intake directly decreases your proteinuria levels. This paper you are seeing on screen right now, they were able to prove that in 436 CKD patients, a huge reduction in proteinuria levels was possible just by cutting sodium intake. So you can either do the hard thing and work on your diet, work on improving your kidney health, or let your taste buds be your guide and ended up in dialysis. That's your choice. And if you want to see more kidney saving tips, my video up here is for you, and this is all for today. Thank you for watching. God bless you all. Bye!